When you look up at the night sky, it all seems so peaceful, right? You've got a handful of planets, each doing its own thing, all circling the sun. It feels incredibly stable, almost like it's written in stone.
But here's the thing, that stability, it's actually a super delicate balance. It's this complex gravitational dance, and every single partner has a critical role to play. So what happens if that dance gets thrown off? What if the very system that keeps us alive becomes our biggest threat?
All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to start by looking at the planetary bodyguards that are actually keeping us safe. Then, we'll imagine what happens if Earth is suddenly all by itself. From there, we'll ramp it up to the constant threat from above before we get to the ultimate destroyers. And finally, we'll wrap up by seeing just how lucky we really are. So first up, our cosmic shield. See, the fact that Earth is safe enough for us to even be here isn't just some random happy accident. Nope, it's all thanks to our neighbors acting like a team of planetary bodyguards. And what's so cool about this cosmic shield is that it's a real team effort. Everybody has a job. You've got the big guys, Jupiter and Saturn, basically acting as our solar system's bouncers. Their massive gravity just slings countless asteroids and comets right out of our neighborhood. It is no exaggeration to say they are our primary defense. Then you have Mercury and Venus. Their orbits help keep our orbit stable, locking us into that perfect Goldilocks zone where life can exist. And of course, there's our moon. It's like our anchor. It stops the Earth from wobbling all over the place, which gives us our regular seasons. And its gravitational pull is what gives us our ocean tides, constantly stirring the waters in a rhythm that's absolutely vital for life.
So, let's try a little thought experiment. What happens if we just take all of that away? Imagine you wake up one day and every other planet in our solar system is just gone. It's just us, Earth, all alone.
The results would be absolutely catastrophic. I mean, immediately. Without the gravitational tug from our neighbors, Earth's orbit would totally collapse. We could start drifting into the sun and boil, or spiral outwards into the frozen dark. And without the moon keeping us steady, our axis would wobble like crazy, causing these wild, unsurvivable temperature swings. And the oceans, they'd just become these huge, stagnant ponds, totally unable to support any complex life.
And this brings up a really crucial point. The only reason we even have a moon is probably because of a gigantic collision with another body billions of years ago. And that collision was only possible because the early solar system was a crowded, chaotic place. If Earth had always been alone, that huge impact might never have happened. So, no moon, no stability, and well, probably no us.
Okay, so we've been talking about a hypothetical threat. Now, let's switch gears to something that's very, very real. Because even with all our planetary shields up and running, we are under a constant attack from space.
Get this, every single day, more than 100 tons of cosmic stuff, mostly tiny dust and sand-sized bits, rains down on our planet. Now, thankfully, our atmosphere acts like this amazing shield, and it burns almost all of it up before it ever hits the ground. But what happens when something much, much bigger gets through?
If an asteroid about 10 kilometers wide, the same size as the one that took out the dinosaurs, hit us today, the chain of events would be terrifyingly fast. The initial impact and the shockwaves would be just devastating. Then all the debris that got blasted into space would rain back down, igniting fires all over the globe. All that smoke and dust would then block out the sun, plunging the entire planet into a deep freeze. With no sunlight, plants would die, then the animals that eat the plants. And eventually humanity would be facing extinction from the cold and starvation. It's a grim picture.
But you know what? Even a planet-killer asteroid isn't the absolute worst-case scenario. Believe it or not, there are forces out there so powerful they could destroy not just Earth, but our entire solar system. These are the ultimate destroyers.
First up, let's talk about a rogue planet. Just imagine some huge cosmic event, and a giant planet like Uranus gets knocked out of its orbit and sent careening right towards us. It wouldn't even have to actually hit us to cause total and complete chaos.
Think about it. On its way in, it would plow through the asteroid belt, basically turning it into a shotgun aimed right at us. As it got closer, its gravity alone would start to tear our planet apart from the inside, setting off massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Its own toxic atmosphere could poison ours, and in the end, Earth is either completely shattered by a direct hit, or, maybe worse, captured and forced to be just another dead moon orbiting this giant invader.
And that brings us to the most terrifying cosmic monster in the entire universe. An object so powerful, so destructive, it almost breaks your brain to think about it. It's been described as an extremely dense object hovering in space from which nothing can escape. Not even light. We are, of course, talking about a black hole.
If a rogue black hole were to wander into our solar system, the destruction would be methodical and absolute. First, we'd get pummeled by all the comets and asteroids it's dragging along with it. Then, its gravity would send all the planets into chaos, making them smash into each other. Even a giant like Jupiter would get its atmosphere stripped away before being pulled apart. Earth would be superheated into a ball of molten rock before being totally obliterated. And finally, after a brutal gravitational tug of war, our own sun would be ripped to shreds and swallowed. Game over.
Okay, after going through all those apocalyptic scenarios, it's worth just taking a step back and a deep breath. It really forces you to see our little corner of the universe not as a place of constant danger, but as one of incredible, mind-bogglingly delicate balance.
So here's the real takeaway from all this. Our solar system isn't just some random collection of rocks and gas floating around. It is an intricate, finely tuned machine. Every single planet, every moon, every little gravitational nudge, it all plays a vital role in keeping this place stable enough for us to exist.
The fact is, we live in a state of extraordinary cosmic good fortune, protected by a whole system of celestial guardians. And all of this leaves us with one final, humbling question to chew on. In the universe that's full of chaos and destruction, just how long can our cosmic luck possibly last?